Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, and this is the morning market preparation video for August 8th, 2018. So, hey everyone, we had a nice little move, gap up move yesterday. Bulls pushing nicely up toward this next resistance level here in the Dow. But we finished the day with a little bit of caution or concern in the candles, showing just that little bit of pressure as we push up there toward that resistance level, maybe backing off a little bit here at the end of the day. So remember, we always have to pay attention and respect support and resistance. And so far, this market has done a really good job of doing that. Pushing up through these levels and then testing and holding on. But now we've pushed up here to a level. We're at 4 days in a row after a gap up open, leaving a little bit of a shooting star type pattern up here. Gives us a little bit of pause or a little concern as we push against this level. So watch that carefully. What I've been doing over the last couple of days is I've been watching my profits very closely in trades. And as a matter of fact, have started taking some of those profits, not necessarily taking an entire trade off, but taking some of those profits as we approach that resistance. I wrote about it today in the morning blog. And if you are interested in reading the morning blog, make sure you check in the description of the video. The link to the morning blog will be there. But I wrote about an addiction to hopium that I used to have, where I would, on a consistent basis, watch winning trades turn into losing trades because I was always hoping for more. So be careful with that and think about that as you approach your day and plan your trading as we move toward these resistance levels and actually an all-time high that we're testing here on the SPY, pushing up toward that all-time high. Now overnight, Asian markets were mixed and mostly lower, while the European markets are currently all looking for positive gains across the board. But with about 400 companies reporting earnings today, anything is really possible here. And so we're going to want to watch this really close, approaching this level, and just plan that we could see the bulls push right on through, making that new high. That would be an awesome thing. I'd love to see that. We could also see a little bit of selling come in or profit taking come in at any time. So watch that closely. Make sure you're paying attention to those profits and put some of those gains in the bank. Let's take a look at the Qs here. The Qs also not really leaving a shooting star pattern, but more of a little doji pattern up here as we test the underneath side of this trend line that I drew. This is a pattern you'll see a lot in the market where we break down, we break below the trend, breaking support levels, and then we rally back up. And it's right in this area here where we have to worry about the potential of those sellers coming in, pushing it down. Not suggesting that that's going to happen, only that we have to watch for it and be careful in case that does occur. So plan your trading accordingly and be just a little bit cautious about jumping into new trades at the moment. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM also pushing up here, pushing into this resistance level, pushing against that current trend, but unable to break through and leaving a bit of a shooting star pattern there at the end of the day on IWM. So just a little bit of caution, a little bit of concern. There's no reason to panic here. There's no reason to believe that we couldn't push on through. Just a little reason for concern and something to pay close attention to. Let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX, I think it's kind of interesting. I have a really long term, this is a weekly chart of the VIX, and you can see we had this really long-term downtrend, 2-year downtrend here in the VIX, and you can see we've landed on this a couple of times. I'm just going to go back to the daily. We've landed on this a couple of times right in here and responded bullishly off of that in the VIX, meaning fear coming in there. So right here, we're down here below 11 handles on the VIX, showing incredibly low fear considering the condition of the market and where we are. Now that can be a really, really good thing. That can mean the bulls are just absolutely in control and ready to blow this thing right through the roof. That is certainly possible. It could also mean that we need to be a little bit careful here and watch for fear to maybe creep up if we start showing a failure. So watch that closely. T21 22, the 4-week new high, new low ratio. Right here, it's just a little bit of, we're just winding back and forth. It's kind of an interesting pattern here. Normally, you want to look for, you know, when T21 22 is showing that it's in the bullish reversal zone, or up here in the bearish reversal zone. But we've been bouncing around this middle for a long time. And as you can see, we even have a little bit of a trend showing up here on the highs, as if maybe energy is dropping out of the market. Now, that's not what T21 22 is designed to do, but it is giving us a little bit of reason for caution here, I think, as we approach those resistance levels. We certainly have plenty of room for the upside move and plenty of room for a downside move. Just watch this closely and, you know, be a little bit cautious if you're thinking about adding new trades as we approach that resistance. On the economic calendar today, we have just one potential market moving report, and that's the EIA petroleum status report. That number, they don't forecast that forward, but it's been doing pretty well, holding allowing oil prices to remain pretty strong. So keep an eye on that when that report comes out. Other than that, we have a Fed speaker, but really nothing else to move the market around on the economic calendar. However, on the earnings calendar, we have about 400 companies reporting earnings today. So lots and lots of reports coming out, and that will be moving the market back and forth. So really anything is possible. As I do this video, currently the futures are mixed, and the Dow is showing a flat to just barely positive open this morning. So as we approach the day, watch that closely. I think anything is possible, and I'd just be a little bit cautious up here at these resistance levels, particularly with the candle pattern it left behind yesterday. So no bearish tone here. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to be bearish on the market. I am not. We're in the bulls are in control. They've been pushing this higher. Only a reason for a little bit of caution. It is entirely possible that the bulls could break this out and move right on higher, which would be wonderful to see. So with that, everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I want to wish you great profits. And if this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button on YouTube, follow me button on Facebook, click those thumbs up buttons and drop a comment. I would really appreciate that. I do try to respond to as many of those as possible. And always feel free to share this video with any friends and family. Everyone, take care. Have an awesome, awesome day. And I will talk to you once again bright and early Thursday morning. Take care, everyone.